Okej, så det här är del 2 av att reagera på haminations. Han är en bra youtuber. Nu ska vi fortsätta titta på honom. Jag får med att det var 50 minuter in i videon vi var då slutade. Men vi ska fortsätta titta på den här killen. Jag hoppas ni gillar det. Gå på toa innan ni börjar titta.
Down the toilet, of course.
Introducing Grammarly, like you've never seen before.
Varför?
Your all-in-one writing essential.
No.
Varför får jag alltid reklam?
But I was really sad that he hurt himself in the crate, so I actually want to get him a tooth replacement. He's honestly such a silly baby boy, and I love him so much. He's very handsome, and I get compliments on him all the time. Hey, that's a good-looking dog. Sick 'em! That was a joke.
Varför dödar du så många människor? Alltså, ta det lugnt.
He's very friendly with people and other dogs. So this video was all about my childhood obsessions, but I have a confession. All of these obsessions have persisted into adulthood. I still love animals and I still love trains. I'm not obsessed with Thomas anymore, but I still just like the way steam trains look. I even have 2 electric trains, the Polar Express and the Hogwarts Express. Also, so far as animals go, I've got Bo and my 2 pet tortoises, and that's me restraining myself. I want a pet pig, a pet duck, and a parrot, and a lizard, and another dog. I mean, I moved out of my
Herregud, du vill ha ett helt zoo hemma hos dig här, eller? Det är lugnt.
parents' house, so I can do whatever I want, but I gotta hold back so that my home doesn't become a zoo. And I'm also still obsessed with Harry Potter. I've got like all the Lego sets of them, and I carved and painted my own wand, and I rewatch all the movies once every few months. So, since all my childhood obsessions have persisted, we can conclude that I am still a child. A little baby man. Ha ha, stupid baby! Wait, what? You've become so predictable, Bryson. Now it's my turn.
Bryson!
Wow! Jösses! Och varför spolar han ner sin hund i toaletten? Det är ju dumt.
Your dad and I decided that all you boys are gonna be Eagle Scouts because we believe this will help prepare you for the real world, be a huge accomplishment, and help launch you into adult life.
No thanks. I don't like doing scout camps. It's too intense for me.
Herregud, jag blev rädd för den där blicken och så trodde jag skulle bli dödad.
Hi there!
Hi, I'm
Jag tänker att det är från den där delen är från Madagaskar faktiskt. Jag får med att lejonet Alex sa "Hi there" till en lemur. Så började han gråta för en stund där.
Bryson, and my parents forced me to occasionally sleep outside in the middle of nowhere and called it Boy Scouts, despite my massive amount of weeping, wailing, and gnashing of teeth. And oh boy, do I have some stories about it. But as a gateway, they had me do Cub Scouts. The best thing I could say about Cub Scouts was that at least it was more chill. It was more like, okay kids, today we're gonna do some bird watching and learn to tie a knot. But then Boy Scouts were like,
build an ice igloo and sleep in it, or you'll die.
good luck! Seriously, the scout camps were so lawless. The only laws we followed were the laws of nature. Why were these adults giving 12-year-olds the power of fire?
Okej, det där är det sämsta man kan göra. Ge 12-åringar eld. Visst, jag har ADHD och jag har aldrig lekt med elden. Jag har inte lekt med elden. Nu fortsätter vi.
Here, when my dad was a scout leader, he woke up to see that the boys had started a bonfire and were jumping through it.
Stop!
Alltså det där låter något som jag skulle kunna göra. Jag har ADHD, så jag kan göra det där utan att tänka.
What are you boys thinking?
We were testing our courage, Bryson's dad. We were also testing Charles Darwin's theory of natural selection. If any of us are too weak, we'll fall in the fire and die, which will clean the gene pool, making the next generation stronger.
What? Okay. Okay, that kind of makes sense. All right, let me join in.
Men seriöst, jag tänker att han också har ADHD då, eller?
Oh, looks like we lost one.
I was eased into Scouts at a thing called Cub Scout Day Camp, where you would show up, do activities as a group like the Ring Gutter Regatta, Duck Duck Goose, and tying knots. Then, at night, your parents would pick you up and take you back to your air-conditioned house. So you didn't actually have to sleep in the dirt. I remember being so jealous of the kids who had Lunchables. I was sitting there with a BLT sandwich with apple slices, a homemade cookie in the shape of a heart, and a handwritten note from my mom telling me how much she loved me, and me.
Ja men det är ju jättebra. Vill du att din mamma ska hata dig eller? Dock, jag älskar också min mamma.
Meanwhile, Tyler had this! What a ripoff! But now in retrospect, I'm grateful that my mom cared enough to pack me a lunch. One activity we did was we were going to learn how to make paper from like only stuff found in nature. We were gonna be the Bear Grylls of paper making. I was so excited to learn. But then we got there and they said, "Okay, class, here's how to make homemade paper. First, grab some toilet paper, get it wet, mold it into the shape you want, let it dry, then you've got paper." Like,
Men det är ju redan papper från början. Papper är gjort av trä. Jag är uttråkad. Det är därför jag gör den här videon.
excuse me? That's like saying,
Here's how to make a chair from scratch. First, grab a chair, and voila, you've made a chair.
one useful thing they taught me was how to safely carve wood with a knife. Always aim the sharp end away from your body, and then stick the sharp end into another scout to conquer them. I was
Exakt! Det var exakt det jag gjorde mot en annan människa. Nej, jag har inte huggit någon i huvudet med kniv.
cruising through the Cub Scout ranks. Tiger, wolf, bear, weebelo. Still don't know what that is. But then
Inte jag heller.
I had to evolve from a fun, relaxed Cub Scout into a
Hard, manly Boy Scout.
and that meant going on campouts where I had to sleep in the wilderness. Dun, dun, dun!
Varför får jag alltid reklam? Wow.
Going on scout camps was really scary and anxiety-inducing for me. I was a really sensitive kid, so even just one-night camping trips were a nightmare for me. I was small and weak, so I couldn't hike as far as the other boys. I had gone on a few one-night trips begrudgingly, but when they announced a week-long backpacking/camping trip, I begged my parents to let me stay home in the air conditioning and indoor plumbing. After much deliberation, they finally said I could stay home. I was so relieved. But then, I stupidly tried to push my luck. This was around the time that the Nintendo 3DS was the hot thing that I desired more than anything in the whole world. So I asked, Mom, Dad, can I get a 3DS, please?
I'll buy you a 3DS
Really?
if you go to scout camp.
No! Can't I just get...
Jag såg att hans mamma ledde. Som om hon hade väntat på det där tillfället. Wow.
Get it for Christmas or something?
No. If you want one, you need to go on this scout camp. Show us how unreliant you are on technology, and in return, we'll buy you more technology.
This was such an ordeal for little me. I wanted the 3DS so much, but I despised scout camp. My mind raced trying to figure out a solution. Maybe I'll mow people's lawns for money and do lemonade stands. I'll save up the money to buy it myself.
No! If you don't go on this scout camp, so long as you live under my roof, you will never own a 3DS. I won't let you buy one even if you earn your own money.
This was a huge blow. I was devastated, and tragically, this was during the time when I still thought adults knew everything. And for some reason, I assumed that Dad could actually enforce this outlandish rule. I was trapped. I had to go.
Du kunde faktiskt skaffa dig egna pengar och köpa den själv. Sen att det bara är flera år för sent. Ja, det här är flera videos i en. Det är därför den kom för 3 dagar sedan.
My parents said that the only way I could get a 3DS was if I went on this trip. Your parents are buying you a 3DS for this? My parents forced me to go or I'd be grounded all summer. Anyway, you want some cold pizza sauce and cheese on a cracker from my Lunchable? And then every morning we woke up, packed everything up, and hiked for like 12 miles every day. Then set up camp again. And I hated hiking. Everyone was always like, what a great view.
Jag älskar att hajka, det är jätteroligt.
But I was like, the view is never worth it. But nowadays, I like hiking and views. Of course, my legs are so long now that I only have to take 3 steps and I'm there. But back then, I had little legs. I was so small and weak that the other scouts had to help carry my stuff, and I still feel bad about it. I'm so sorry for being small and useless, guys. I honestly wonder why I didn't get called a twerp more often, because I was one. It was probably a good thing I was so shy and quiet, because if I had let my true annoying self shine through, the other scouts probably would have killed me with hammers while the leaders laughed and said, boys will be boys. Ma'am, your son is...
Alltså det där beror på hur många år sedan det var, för jag får mig att han är typ 25 år gammal kanske. Och ser ut som en 12-åring. Eller åtminstone en 15-åring. Men som helst. Hur många år sedan var det? Jag bryr mig inte.
Throwing rocks at the other children's heads. Oh, boys will be boys! No! Teach them how to not do stupid stuff! Billy, stop throwing rocks and be nice.
But I love myself just the way I am.
Well, the way you are right now sucks.
Sant.
Do better. Try harder.
No!
You will learn respect, and suffering will be your teacher.
Honestly, as much as I bellyached about it, having my friends there to talk to made it pretty fun. Not to mention being bribed meant at least one good thing would come of all this. We hiked, sang, caught frogs, and made a shelter out of sticks and bark to get our wilderness survival badge. Looking back though, it was funny how I always wanted to do my own thing, regardless of what the other boys were doing. They all decided to go skinny dipping in a pond, and I was like, no way am I doing that! But then, Travis lost his swimsuit in the pond and had to streak back to his tent, and we later learned that the pond had leeches in it. The other boys wanted to stay up and make s'mores, and the leaders were gonna teach us some life lesson about not swimming in leech-infested waters or something. And I was like, no, I'm tired, I'm going to bed. Then on the drive home, we stopped at a burger place, and our leaders challenged us all to eat a burger with 4 patties. But I knew my weak stomach couldn't handle that, so I said, no, thank you, and got a normal burger. And then everyone told me to go to college, and I was like, no, I'm gonna be a YouTuber. And then the IRS told me to stop committing felony tax evasion, and I said, try and stop me. That's a joke. I love paying my taxes. But I did it.
Okay.
I finished the trip. Then I got home and was given a 3DS. Yippee! I'm never going camping again.
Love Roblox? Earn Roblox digital gift cards with Microsoft Reward.
The next big scout trip I was forced to go on was at this huge camp where tons of other scout troops would visit. We arrived and this older scout came up to us. He held out his walking stick, pushed me aside, and said, get out of my way. In scouts, there's a hierarchy among the boys where the older boys are allowed to be mean to the younger boys. However,
Det där är dock inte lagligt idag. Om man mobbar mindre ungar i skolor idag så får man hemringning. Speciellt i Sverige. Jag är väldigt stränga om det.
I also had a glaring physical flaw that always had me at the bottom of the list. I was small, so even the younger scouts could beat me up. This boy was an assistant leader at the camp, and it was immediately apparent to me that he was the type of guy to get 1 micron of authority and let it go directly to his head and abuse his power. But he was older, and that made him better than us. At least in his mind. I think it's really neat that you've earned all these merit badges, buddy, but I think you're missing some of the most important ones. And those are the Emotional Maturity Badge, the Coping with Insecurity Badge, and the Going to Therapy Badge.
Ja, faktiskt. Det borde han gå på. Man borde gå på terapi. Jag med för jag känner mig ganska konstig ibland. Mina tankar är på en helt annan planet ibland. Speciellt på lektioner i skolan. Jag hade prov idag. Det gick bra.
Which is what I would have said if I had any confrontation skills. Instead, I kind of just observed his arrogant attitude and silently judged him. And then years later made fun of him online in a YouTube video. Haha, who's laughing now? Anyway, the leaders took...
Jag skrattar faktiskt. Jag tycker det är roligt. Bra barnen.
Took us to our campsite, and all of us slept in this rickety wooden structure filled with bunk beds. Then we went to a ton of merit badge classes and filled out packets. Great, we're just doing homework in the woods! But at least we had some downtime to just play card games together. However, one time while we were playing, this one kid, Sean, somehow fell out of his top bunk, did a flip through the air, and slammed into the ground. Anyways, got any fours? No. I continued through the Boy Scout ranks reluctantly and against my will, and I had to get interviewed to become a Life Scout. But in case you forgot, I was a shy little guy. The scout leaders asked me what I learned and what requirements I did and blah blah blah. Then one of the leaders said, "Can I give you some advice? You could work on your eye contact." Oh. And from that point on, I've been really good at eye contact. Sometimes being told to cut it out is the solution. Look at my eyes! Look at them! See into my soul! The
Herregud, jag vill inte se in I din själ.
next big camp was a few years later. I was 16 and the leaders were like, "Hey kids, today we're gonna learn how to shoot a shotgun." And this was at a point
Jag vara med honom då, för jag älskar att skjuta. Jag har bara skjutit med luftgevär dock. Och nerves. Synd.
I still thought adults had it all figured out, so I was like, okay, seriously, why were they letting 16-year-old boys wield shotguns? Luckily, we were okay, but what if one of the boys was feeling a little rambunctious that day? Or if they let their intrusive thoughts win? Young boys don't understand consequences yet. I'm 22 and I still don't understand them. Anyway, they gave me the gun and threw a clay pigeon for me to shoot. I hit it! My very first shot, and I hit it! And then I missed the next 9 shots. 10% ain't bad. It's better than most of my school assignments. Then it came time to do an Eagle Scout project. So with a lot of help from my parents, I built some shelves to help my middle school organize their theater stuff. I had done it. I earned the rank of Eagle Scout. And now I love camping. I'm so prepared for the real world now. Can we see your resume? And what experience do you have that you believe will help you excel in this role? I don't have a resume or any applicable experience, but check out this square knot though. Honestly though, I don't think I deserve this award. I can't even start a fire on my own. And I'm not very trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, or reverent. My mom was the one that pushed for it, and I guarantee you that without her constant help with merit badges, camping gear, packing lists, and encouragement, I would not have earned this. She also helped my 3 brothers earn their awards, and I guarantee you that she can survive in the wilderness longer than me. She's the real Eagle Scout, not me. And so, by the power vested in me, by me, I officially revoke my Eagle Scout status and I award it to my mom. The moral of the story is that it's okay for your parents to force you to try new things sometimes. Maybe you'll make a video about it later. Okay, that's all the time I've got. I've got to get back to playing Animal Crossing New Leaf on my Nintendo 3DS.
Hey, bud. I know the dentist's office can be a little scary, but don't worry. You're in good hands. Let me help you into that seat, and then after I'm done, I'll let you pick a toy from the toy chest.
Okay.
Missa inte sista veckan av Powers stora lagerrensning. Spara upp till 70%. Få upp till 69%.
Does this hurt?
No.
What about this?
A little.
Uh-huh, and this?
Ow!
How about this? And a little bit of that. And this!
Ow, Mom! Help!
Han håller ju på att döda hennes unge. Herregud, var försiktig.
What about this? Huh? Does that hurt? How about some of this? Does that hurt? Does that hurt? He did so.
Alltså, du dödar ju honom.
Such a good job. Look at that smile.
Oh, what a pretty smile. Good job, sweetheart. I'll get you a treat on the way home.
Don't forget to floss. That way, next time won't hurt as bad.
Jag hoppas det. Alltså jag kan inte lita på ditt ansikte så jag kommer aldrig tillbaka.
Hi, I'm Bryson, and like many people, I have a mouthful of teeth. And with that comes some dental-related trauma. To put it lightly, these pearly whites didn't come without a little suffering. Let's start at the beginning. Little Bryson was irresponsible and had gotten a few cavities from eating too much Halloween candy, and Mom took me to the dentist to get the affected baby teeth removed. The numbing shot hurt pretty bad at first, but then I couldn't feel a thing. Huh. I guess that's why they call it a numbing shot.
Okay, bye. Don't eat anything for 3 hours or you'll bite your tongue.
Jag är livrädd för det där ansiktet. Jag kommer behöva terapi.
On the drive home, I was fascinated with the numb sensation in my mouth, wiggling my tongue around and stuff. Then little old me thought it would be fun to bite my tongue lightly. It was so weird to not feel anything. The numbing shot had made me invincible. As many of you know, I was a very late bloomer. All the other kids got bigger and stronger, and I just didn't. This also caused me to lose my baby teeth very late. At 12 years old, I still had several baby teeth. Then one day, my mom took me to an orthodontist, and he gave her his spiel about how acting early can help a lot and blah, blah, blah. She was sold, and they glued some braces on me, while I still had baby teeth. Why are you putting braces?
Okej, det där är ju bara korkat. Sätta tandställning på mjölktänder.
On them, they're just gonna fall out. I guess lying to my mom, taking her money, and causing me a ton of physical pain without even fixing anything was worth getting paid. That dude was definitely lying through his teeth. Regardless, I wasn't old enough to unlock free will, so it wasn't up to me. So I was resigned to 2 years of braces scraping into my lips, food getting stuck in them all the time, and terrible pain every time the rubber bands got changed. Ow! Oh, and by the way, you can't eat popcorn for 2 years.
Det där skulle vara en riktig mardröm för mig. Att inte kunna äta popcorn. Då kommer jag inte överleva det första månaden. Jag har inte ätit popcorn på ett tag. Jag suger. Ja.
But that wasn't even the worst of it. During this time, the orthodontist decided that I needed even more metal in my mouth and introduced my mom to the palate expander. The purpose of the palate expander was not to introduce you to a wider variety of flavors, but to widen your back teeth so they have more room to work with to make your smile nice and straight. The process begins with the orthodontist gently and lovingly jamming rubber bands in between your teeth and letting them slowly push your teeth apart, giving you a piercing headache and ruthless insomnia. Then he uses the space created by the rubber bands to jam this diabolical metal contraption around your teeth. And then every week it gets cranked 3 times to push your teeth further apart and cause horrible pain. I hated this thing so much. It hurt all the time, it crowded my mouth, it hurt when my tongue touched it, and food would get stuck in between the expander and the roof of my mouth. Braces already ruined the joy of food. I don't need more crevices for food to get stuck. Not to mention how annoying it is for your tongue to know exactly where the food is stuck, but then you reach in and your finger can't find it. The food is stuck right there.
Where?
It's right here.
I can't find it.
Ah! This phenomenon is known as the tongue-finger disconnect, and I hate it. Eventually, 2 painful years had passed. They took all the metal out of my mouth, and I felt like...
Det där var jag känner när det är sommarlov.
My shackles were broken, I was free, and I could finally eat popcorn again. In fact, one day I was eating popcorn. I only had 1 baby tooth left, and the adult tooth was coming in under it, making it loose. I sat there eating popcorn, and I accidentally chewed on an unpopped kernel. The baby tooth had broken in half between the adult tooth and the kernel. But I couldn't let that calcium go to waste.
So good and tasty?
I finally had all my adult teeth, and my dental troubles were over. Or so I thought. A year later, my family moved. I thought I was in the clear until Mom took me to another orthodontist.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the first set of braces really did anything. I mean, only an idiot would put braces on baby teeth. Yeah, I would recommend getting new braces now that the adult teeth are in.
That's what I was saying! Why did we even put the first set of braces on? Basically, I was gonna have to have braces on for 4 years because the first braces didn't actually do anything.
Bryson, I think we should do it. I want you to have a pretty smile.
I think you should do it too, Bryson. I'll make a lot of money if you do.
Guys, my smile is fine.
Well, let's look at the x-rays. You have a pretty pronounced overbite that causes a lot of problems later in life. You should be grateful that your mom wants to pay to fix your teeth. You kind of have like a Bart Simpson lip going on, and we would want to get that fixed.
So I'm writing an essay on cats. Cats in art history.
Jag älskar katter.
I'm an art history.
This guy literally body shamed me into getting braces again by comparing me to a cartoon character. But I am a cartoon character, so why am I even wearing these? I can just draw myself with perfect teeth. And to correct my Bart Simpson lip, I had to not only get another palate expander, but also rubber bands to pull my lower jaw forward.
So, how was your week, bud?
I hate you.
So, 2 more horrendous years of pain ensued. Cranking my teeth apart, wearing rubber bands, and getting food stuck in my teeth all over again. It couldn't come fast enough, but the day finally came. I was completely free.
Yeah, I'm noticing that these teeth are rather small. What we could do is remove them and move all these teeth forward to fill its place.
At this moment, pure malice and rage boiled up inside me. I refused to be imprisoned again. Shut up! Shut up!
What?
I already had them on for 4 years. I'm done. I won't let you body shame me into giving you more of my mom's money so you can torture me for another 2 years. So we ran out, and 2 of my teeth are a little smaller than they should be. Oh no, what a nightmare. I'd much rather keep them as is than do this. I was finally safe. The orthodontist couldn't hurt me anymore. I had a nice smile, and I never had to go back to the orthodontist again. But then, my mom got braces and a palate expander because she wasn't happy with her smile. I guess the body shaming worked. And soon after getting them, she said,
I was not sympathetic enough to you guys when you wore these. These hurt.
Did you think I was lying? Of course they hurt. But now we both have great smiles. I guess pain really is beauty. It takes a lot of work to look this good. But at least it's over now.
Hey, by the way, I just scheduled your wisdom teeth removal surgery.
Wisdom teeth. Why do they call them wisdom teeth? Those teeth are obviously stupid idiots because they're going the wrong freaking way. Vestigial structures, useless body parts, are so stupid, and some of them actually hurt you. Your appendix can blow up and kill you for no reason. Your wisdom teeth sprout out of nowhere and ruin your other straight teeth. And don't even get me started on the tailbone. These things have no purpose. That's just bad character design. Basically, these dumb teeth were dooming me to another appointment with pain. I sat in the chair and I wanted to try and resist the sleep medication, but it went more like this.
Okay, this medication is gonna make you a little sleepy.
I can resist this easily.
And you're done.
Oh, what? It seriously just felt like... Then my face swelled up and I lived on the couch for 2 weeks off mashed potatoes, applesauce, and ice cream. So, it wasn't all bad. And that was my dental journey. It definitely hurt and there were some questionable decisions made, but at least that orthodontist can afford a pool in his backyard now. All in all, I'm actually grateful to have nice teeth, and I'm very lucky that my mom loved me enough to fix these chompers, because my bite attack does way more damage now.
Jesus, jag har aldrig tänkt på att bita folk. Jag måste göra det.
What's his deal?
We don't know. We just try to avoid him. He's a homeschooled kid. Oh. Hi, I'm Bryson, and I was a homeschooled kid, and...
That explains a lot.
How did I not see it earlier?
See? Told ya.
Thank you. Hey, rude! There's such an unfair stigma against homeschooled kids. Everyone just thinks we're weird and cringe, but most homeschooled kids grow up to be well-adjusted members of society, and we're also usually smarter than average. Usually. Weird?
Ja, jag tror att han är min tvillingbror om han har 6 IQ. Det är ungefär så mycket IQ jag har.
Homeschooled kid is a reductionist stereotype that puts people like me in little boxes. You did pick the right box, though, I will admit. Looks like I do fit the stereotype there. Add it to the list right under dumb blonde. I was homeschooled until the 6th grade, and in all honesty, it was a great fit for me. According to this personality test I took, I am 96% introverted, so the calm of my home was a much better learning environment for me. My mom even had me try public elementary school, and I really didn't like it. Large crowds of people just inflict psychic damage on me or something. I'm pretty shy when getting to know people, and then all of a sudden, boom, I become the silliest goose of all time. You can tell how comfortable I am around you based on how annoying I'm being. There's a direct correlation there. Because of this, I've always had a small but very close circle of friends that I really connect well with. But when I was young, I didn't know how to make friends, so I was given a pre-packaged, parent-approved circle of friends because our moms were friends and they'd get together and let us Rugrats play.
Ja, min bästa vän är en katt. Inte en människa, men seriöst en katt. Han kommer alltid vara det.
Hey guys, let's pretend we're wolves! Yeah! Luckily, I grew out of this, unlike some of you. My mom did a great job teaching me. She made learning fun with field trips and games, and the one-on-one teaching worked very well for me. I couldn't do what she did. I'm horrified by how quickly my future kids' math homework will be beyond my knowledge. Instead of experiencing the rite of passage of crying at the kitchen table as their dad tries to help them with their math assignment, they'll have the unique experience of crying with their dad about the math assignment. What is 7 times 6? I'm genuinely asking. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
Det är jätteroligt.
Another thing that amazes me about my mom is that whenever we had to move, she would plan these amazing cross-country road trips and make a vacation of it. We saw Mount Rushmore, Yellowstone, the Liberty Bell, Four Corners, Redwood National Parks, and all kinds of fun stuff. I can't imagine planning a big trip like that while raising 5 kids, teaching them how to read and do math, feeding them, and keeping them from fighting. And to make things worse, she didn't even have GPS. She had to print out directions from MapQuest and just pray that she wouldn't make a wrong turn and get lost. I could not have survived that. If there isn't a blue line showing me exactly where I need to go, I simply won't make it to my destination. People often think that homeschooled kids are really good at math and science, but really bad at social interaction. Unfortunately, I'm just bad at both of them. And I know I'm not the only one who feels inadequate watching those documentaries about gifted kids. They're all like,
at age 2, he was already speaking English and Spanish fluently. By age 6, he already graduated high school valedictorian. And by age 10, he had a doctorate in neuroscience and astrophysics. And just last month, he earned a Nobel Prize.
If someone made a documentary about me, it would be more like, at age 2, he finally learned to walk. By age 6, he learned how to not spill chocolate milk.
And by age 10, he was already drawing silly little pictures.
The only time I remember being good at something in real school was a geography test, because my mom taught me a handy song to remember all 50 states. And I was also good at Punnett squares. So, if both your parents have the AB positive blood type, you having the O negative blood type doesn't make sense. This means either you have a mutated gene or your dad isn't really your dad. bad. Spending more time at home definitely helped develop my creativity. I was an imaginative kid by nature, but having art supplies, books, and toys while having access to a big backyard definitely nurtured my imagination. I seriously used to go outside and just vividly hallucinate that I was on a magical adventure. When my friends came over to play, we would get on the trampoline and one of them would say, "Pretend the trampoline is a spaceship and that we're astronauts." And so far as I was concerned, it was real. All right, cadets. Today we're gonna be doing hyperspace training. Be sure to follow all protocols before charting a course. Cadet Josh, take the wheel.
Okay, I'll take us to the stuffed animal galaxy. Boop.
You fool! We can't get to the stuffed animal galaxy directly. We'll have to make a detour in the petting zoo galaxy to avoid the cookie crumb asteroid belt. If we go straight there, the asteroids will destroy the ship.
The controls are jammed. I can't turn it off. We're gonna crash.
Everyone, get to an escape pod.
Access denied.
The escape pods are locked. It's too late. You fool! You killed us all! No!
Kids, you okay?
Can't you see that the spaceship exploded and we're dead now, Mom?
Oh, that's nice.
But my imagination...
Ja, så är det nice att din grabbe precis dog. Okay.
Did not stop there. I used to grab a bowl from the kitchen, go outside, gather an assortment of nature's finest materials into a bowl. Grass, leaves, herbs, berries, you name it. And I would pretend I was brewing a magical potion.
Mom, drink this. It'll turn you into a giraffe.
No thanks. I'll just stick with my sandwich.
Fine, I'll drink it.
Bryson, don't!
Wow, it really worked.
Having a powerful imagination was a good thing in many ways, but this also meant that I was scared very easily. Taking the trash out in the dark felt like a life or death experience. I was convinced that an evil clown or alien would kill me if I didn't do it as fast as I could. And of course, when I turned out the last light in the house, I had to run to my room as fast as I could so that a shadow demon wouldn't catch me. Even as an adult, I avoid horror movies. It's just not worth it to me. I'd rather be happy and sleep well. But I wasn't just susceptible to scary things in movies. I also fell victim to fear-mongering stories designed to make me more obedient from my parents.
This is Santa. If you're a good boy, he'll give you a present at Christmas.
Awesome!
And this is the boogeyman. If you're a bad boy and disobey us, he'll kill you. Slowly and painfully. He'll violently rip your arms off and use them to bash your head in.
My dad really told me that if I played too many games on the GameCube, that it would take over my mind and I'd never be able to stop playing. This scared me to my core, and it's the reason I didn't start playing a lot of video games until I was 14. But there is something to be said about how good it was for me to play outside all the time. I am grateful that I didn't fry all my dopamine receptors with an iPad at age 5. Instead, I spent my time in glorious nature eating dirt. Having fictional fears that never came true was one thing, but even the real life stuff that I was scared of never came true. I honestly thought I would be on fire way more than 0 times. What's the point of knowing stop, drop, and roll if I never get to use it? Quicksand, tornadoes, the Bermuda Triangle, and piranhas haven't been an issue either. What I should have been scared of was housing prices and taxes. No one warned me about that. When I was 5, I was wasting my time watching Thomas the Tank Engine when I should have been investing in real estate. I probably could have purchased this house for 6 Lincoln Logs and a stick of gum, but now it costs $2 million. I'm such an idiot. But I digress. Plus, I'm not dead yet. The quicksand and tornadoes still have a chance to get me.
Ready to unlock Roblox digital gift cards?
While at school, my house, my teacher, my mom, would give me writing assignments. One of these assignments requested that I write a sentence with at least 50 letters in it, but I decided that was too hard. So to make it easier on myself, I wrote this. Look, Mom, it has 50 letters, just like you said. Even then, I was such a creative problem solver, but for some reason, my mom called it cheating. My mom even sent me to this art class at this lady's house with my friends, and she gave us all kinds of fun projects like paper mache, watercolors, and collages, etc. I'm so glad I developed a love of art at such a young age, because art is such an amazingly fulfilling hobby, and I'm so lucky to be able to do it as a job. And now, I have an amazing superpower. I can imagine anything I want and make it real by drawing it, see? But one of my art projects backfired badly. I decided that the next time I visited my friends, that I wanted us all to pretend that we were Sonic characters. My brother Brody had shown me how to draw Sonic, so I drew a bunch of Sonics with different props and different colors. I basically drew a bunch of Sonic OCs, do not steal. And I wanted to staple the papers together into a book so that I could bring it to my friend's house and we could all pick which one we wanted to pretend to be. I grabbed the stapler and I stapled it
Det dör så himla ont. Jesus.
Directly onto my thumb. And at that moment, I finally understood why cartoon injuries were animated like this. Because that's how it felt.
My finger has a heartbeat.
Like I said earlier, it was fun to play with the other homeschooled kids. But a frustrating part was that I was usually the one to pitch the game that we should play next. And it usually went something like this. How about we play tag? No. How about we play wizards? No. How about we play hide and go seek? I'll only play if Jenna plays. I'll only play if Rachel plays.
Jag kommer behöva avsluta videon här nu. Får alla ha det jättebra. Så ses vi i nästa video imorgon. Ha det gött!